Yo, what's going on, everybody? Dr. Friedman here, and it is the Christmas season, and during the Christmas season there's a lot of things that we talk about, but one of the main things that people talk about is gift giving and receiving. And you know, I've seen commentaries, and I think I may have did one last year about, you know, some of the best gifts you received, or, you know, what were you hoping for that year. I want to kind of change it up, and what is the best gift that, if you celebrate Christmas, what is the best gift that you've ever given to somebody? And I think that really kind of showcases, you know, what this season really is about. Obviously, unless you're religious, then it means a whole other thing. But as far as the marketing side of it, what this Christmas is really about. And looking back on it, probably the best thing that I've ever given anybody was when I was younger. Now, mind you, a little backstory, you know, I come from a very, very poor family. My mom and dad were divorced, and on both sides, you know, we did not have a lot of money. It's just the way it was, and we lived out in the country, and we hunted for meat for the year. That's one of our main staples and sources of food was, you know, we hunted deer, turkey, rabbits, ducks, whatever, and that's what we did. That's how we lived. And I remember one year I worked my ass off, you know, doing little odds and ends jobs, because, you know, I wasn't really that old. I may have been, I don't know, 11, 12 years old, somewhere in that range. And, you know, I didn't have a car, nothing like that, so I wasn't old enough to, you know, really get a well-paying job. And, you know, I did some work on some farms and things like that. And, you know, I saved up some money, and I ended up getting my dad a gun cabinet. It was, you know, something from like a local store. It wasn't by any stretch the most expensive thing. I think I spent, you know, maybe $250, $300, and when you're that age, that is a massive amount of money, let me tell you. And it didn't come assembled or anything like that. So, you know, I saved up all this money. I ended up buying it, and I had to hide it from him, which, first of all, getting a box that big and trying to hide it from, you know, somebody that you live in their house with is not the easiest thing. And then, of course, Christmas Eve, you know, everybody goes, like, I go to bed before them, and then they go to bed, and I'm sitting there kind of, you know, waiting. All right, I think they're sleeping. And at the time, my stepmom knew that I was doing it, so it wasn't really that big of a thing. But I had to sneak downstairs, and I put this thing together in the middle of the night. And God, it took me so much longer than I thought it was going to take me. It was probably, you know, at least 2 or 3 hours, you know, putting this thing together. And I put it off kind of in the back room, so it wasn't right there by the tree, and if they came down, you know, they wouldn't see it, or he wouldn't see it. And go to bed, you know, we wake up and we do the Christmas thing, and sure enough, it's like, oh, we got one more thing for you. And I go in there, and like the look on his face was a mix of shock and awe / excited / anger, because obviously we didn't have a lot of money. And he instantly looked at my stepmom like, why did you buy this, you know? And she's like, I didn't do it, he did it. And he looked at me and all kinds of excited and everything. And it was really cool because it was, you know, a wooden gun cabinet, and it had a glass front, and it was stained with not stained, but it was etched glass, and it had like a picture of a deer, you know, a buck in the woods and everything. And like I said, it wasn't the best thing out there. The lock and key was kind of shitty, and the drawer over time ended up breaking, and it wasn't the best thing out there, but like it was what I could do. And it was just awesome seeing him get that and use it. And like he used that for the next rest of his life. He had guns in that cabinet, and that was probably one of my favorite Christmas experiences. And it was totally worth being exhausted the next day. But what about you guys? What's some of the best gifts that you've ever given? Let me know. Peace.